In today's video, what Jesus really said about eating pork. Before I proceed, please subscribe to my channel. 1. Introduction: Why the question matters. Throughout history, few questions about faith in daily life have stirred as much debate as what followers of God can or cannot eat. For Jews, Muslims, and some Christians, the subject of pork has been especially sensitive. Pork, the meat of the pig, was strictly forbidden in the Old Testament under the Mosaic Law. For centuries, eating pork was considered a direct violation of God's commands and a visible mark of unfaithfulness to Him. Yet in the New Testament, Jesus Christ enters the scene and shifts the conversation in a radical way. Instead of focusing on external purity laws, He emphasizes the purity of the heart. In doing so, He challenges centuries of tradition, authority, and deeply rooted religious customs. Why does this matter for us today? Because this question touches on the very heart of Christianity. Are we saved by rules, laws, and diets, or by grace, faith, and the transformation of the heart through Christ? For millions of Christians around the world, eating pork is no longer an issue. Bacon, ham, pork chops, and sausages are part of normal diets. But for others, such as Messianic Jews, Seventh-day Adventists, and certain Christian groups who still practice Old Testament laws, pork remains forbidden. So what did Jesus really say about eating pork? Did He abolish the Old Testament food laws? Did He eat pork Himself? Or is this a misunderstanding of His teachings? To answer this, we must travel back into the pages of Scripture, history, and culture to see what God commanded in the Old Testament, how Jesus dealt with the issue, and what His words mean for believers today. This is not just a food debate. It is a window into understanding the heart of the gospel. 2. Pork in the Old Testament. To understand Jesus' teachings, we must first understand why pork was such a serious issue for the Jewish people. The laws about pork come from the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. 2.1 The law of clean and unclean animals. In Leviticus 11 and Deuteronomy 14, God gave Moses detailed dietary instructions for Israel. Among these were rules about which animals were clean, permissible to eat, and unclean, forbidden. Leviticus 11 verses 7 to 8 says, "And the pig, though it has a divided hoof, does not chew the cud. It is unclean for you. You must not eat their meat or touch their carcasses. They are unclean for you." This made pigs one of the most unclean animals in Jewish law. They were not to be eaten, touched, or used in sacrifice. Why did God forbid pigs? Scholars suggest several reasons. Health reasons. Pigs carried parasites and diseases, especially in the ancient world without refrigeration or proper cooking methods.